Brothers and sisters, welcome back to Be Encouraged. I am so happy that you joined me one more week on Be Encouraged. Last week we talked about newness is on the horizon, and this week the Holy Spirit wants me to share with us, don't destroy your purpose. Don't destroy your purpose. And you may ask, how? You see, when God promises us newness on our horizon, it means that He has a plan and a purpose for us. And sometimes we can be or allow situations to hinder us from walking into that newness, into that purpose that God wants us to walk into. We look in 1 Samuel chapter 15, the story of Saul, in which God commanded Saul that he should go and fight the Amalekites and destroy them completely because of what they did to his children. You see, God is a God of love, but He's also a God of justice, a God of compassion, but He's also a God of consequences. In 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22, and Samuel replied, I'm reading from the NIV Bible, "Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as He is in obeying the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fats of rams." May God have blessings to His holy words today. Saul lost his kingship all because he failed to obey what God told him to do. You see, God does not delight in our sacrifices. He delights in us obeying Him, following after Him, and doing what we know is right in His sight. Brothers and sisters, I believe this week that God wants us to evaluate our lives. He wants us to look deep into our hearts to really see what are the things that are preventing us from walking into that newness and His divine purpose and plan for us. What is it, our hindrances, or what are we allowing the enemy to put in our path that we fail to walk into that purpose that God has designed for us? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it uncertainty? Is it physical stuff, material stuff? What is it? Is it lack of faith in God, lack of trust in Him? What is it? God is asking us that big question today. He wants us to get rid of every single thing. You know, we learn in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, that we should lay aside every weight and every sin that easily beset us so that we can run this race and run it well. We have to understand that things in our lives can prevent us, or things that we allow in our lives can prevent us from walking into God's purpose and plan, into newness. Saul was stripped of his kingship because of his own actions, disobeying God's command. Let's not allow the enemy to prevent us from walking into the purpose that God has designed for us, that newness that God has designed for us. Let's resist them, and let us trust God to know that God wants us to lay aside every single weight, every single sin, anything, whatever it is. Sometimes it's people. God wants us to lay aside every single thing that will prevent us from walking into His good, His pleasing, and His perfect purpose for us. So God bless you this week. Have a wonderful week. And please do join me next week for a brand new video on Be Encouraged. And remember, don't let anything or anyone destroy the purpose that God has designed for you. God bless you.